You know, it's really funny. It seems like when I try to document what how the VA just overlooked me and my condition I got. Excuse me, I'll make myself yarn. I look like Droopy on Seven Dwarfs, but every time I try to document proof of how they did me at the VA since 2016, and if it wasn't for my own knowledge and home remedies, I probably would have lost my legs long ago. So I went to the regional office and fill out the last little paperwork on my claim, and I was in such pain when I went there before that they called the police on me at the VA at the regional office because they didn't know what I was going to do, and but I apologized yesterday, and the lady at the front desk says she's a veteran from the Air Force. She told me everybody in that office was thinking about me and how much pain I was in, and they understood. So I thought about that this morning when I woke up and stuff, and I try to keep a good attitude, but when you're in the pain level from the scale of 1 to 100, I don't know where they got this 1 to 10 shit from, but I was at 100 all the time. But I am a tough guy, but shit, it's limitations to everything. But I do the best I can, and I try to curb my attitude and temper, but it's getting shorter and shorter every day from begging for help at the VA. I never ran across a VA like this, with the demeanor of stealing art, bribing directors with new cars and Beyonce tickets. That stuff is not up front and foremost in Chicago. I never heard of it before, and for me to hear about it here, and for me to hear about, I've been a janitor in Great Lakes Navy Base, and I've been around veterans even after I got out of the Army. And I happened to be a pharmacist, and I befriended a pharmacist in Great Lakes Navy Base, and he showed me how the different medicine came in and stuff, and it came, Percocets came in a 50-gallon barrel with really thick plastic and a metal scooper. He said it's kind of hard to keep up with all the pills, and you know, he was really disgruntled because the captain wanted to send him, assign him somewhere else, and the captain was after his wife. And he propositioned me to sell some Vicodins, and I said, man, you know what, I can't do it. You know, they catch me leaving the Navy base with $1,000, 1,000 Vicodins and 3 or 4 bottles. I can just hang it up. And but we were friends. But he was planning on getting out of the Navy, and he wanted to take the money and revenue and stuff, and just take his wife away from the captain. And he couldn't think any other way to amass money really quickly. I'm not saying that he asked me because I was a black guy coming from a year-long drug treatment program, because we were able to work while we were inpatients at North Chicago Hospital, being an inpatient for a year in the 46 program. So maybe that's why he asked me, but I was just really amazed how this VA up here seemed like the residents from a neighborhood took over the doctors and nurses and RN positions, and had no doctor-patient relationship. And 50-gallon barrels of Percocets was coming in the front door and going out the back door at the same time, and They were busted by DEA agents, which a lot of people don't know. And so it got to be that they were handing out Percocets at an alarming rate. I've sat there a lot of times and seen people come from Wendy's, being friends of the pharmacist, bring them lunch and then go out with another bag. Not saying a pharmacist bag, but probably the same Wendy's bag, it looked like to me. Probably filled with 300 or 400 Percocets. So when you have no doctor-patient relationship, and you can go up there now and they're just as happy in there knitting and waiting for their prescriptions, because most of them are in a criminal organization. They're stealing drugs right under the VA police nose. It's still going on up there. So the people that and it happened to me from emergency for my legs, they gave me some kind of Percocet or something because I was in extreme pain. I was in so much pain I couldn't even wait for my medication. I come back the next day. They gave me prescriptions for antibiotics, but she said she had to take the Percocets back. I don't know if she took them herself or sold them. And that was one of the two things that I really need, because I'm still in pain. I'm still in pain now. And for since 2016, it has got worse and worse. To my pain level is 100 on the scale of pain. I sit here now and I sit on one side, and then it feels like cactus needles in my leg. It wakes me up, and I tend to get no sleep and wake up angry, walk down the street with a frown and stuff, and people wonder what the hell is wrong with him. I can't help it. So along the way and stuff, I'm trying to have hope and dream about this car that I want. So every day now, since I decided to get on 1st of July with the money that I've already have for Service Connected, it gives me something more to think about than the pain that I think about every day. But I'll get a Fiero, and I'm gonna build a race car. I'm gonna put a Corvette motor in it. They're doing a lot of that conversion kits and stuff, and 500 horsepower in a little Fiero. I've been watching YouTube, and I rode race bikes and drove race cars all my life. So if I don't get another Corvette, I had an '88 Corvette. If I don't get another one, then that'll be the best of both worlds. So I tend to go out every day and get something from Fry's and come back and try to not think about this pain and stuff. It gets a little bit better and better every day, but I can't trust the VA anymore, so I don't go there. It's too hot for me to be out catching public transportation with the problems that I have with my legs and stuff, and rubbing against my jeans when I walk. It feels like, I'm telling you, it feels like I fell on some cactus and with shorts on, and then trying to wear jeans without pulling the cactus needles out. I don't know what it is. And I begged and pleaded with the VA to let me have evasive surgeries, which I have had 7 in different hospitals, and these places never come back because it's skin trapped under, hair trapped under my skin. And the head of dermatologist had a new idea of trying to use me as an experiment between black pigmentation and white pigmentation on the blue light treatment. He took me out of Good Sam's, which recognized my condition right away when I got here 4 years ago, and figured that he could save some money. That was around the time of Sharon Hillman being ousted out. He's one of the people on the head of the decision board, or if you go out and get care at another VA, and it costs the VA money in Phoenix, then he can stop it, or he can sanction it. Dr. Reardon, head of dermatologist, is his name. So when I told him the blue light treatment didn't work, are you getting commission for it? By that time, my voice is loud. People coming out of the waiting room, residents stopped, froze in the middle of the floor. They think I'm finna fist fight with this guy because I done had enough. He says, I'm not letting you out of my care in front of the VA police, in front of the residents, in front of the patients, in front of everybody on that floor. And nobody said that you can't tell that man that he can't get a second opinion at the very least. So nothing was done. I fill out a torque suit against him. 180 days go by. Nothing's done. No findings wrong with Dr. Reardon. It's about what it said. I talked to the supervisor at Building 24 only to find out that that's the doctors for Phoenix VA. I was naive about knowing what that paper was because I've never had to do that or had to have a malpractice suit against a doctor. Instead of them telling me I had to get my own lawyer, they played along with me for 180 days. Then one of the lawyers there said, don't worry about it, Leonard. I'm going to do your paperwork. Playing with me again. And so nothing happened then. I come up there to find out what's going on. The secretary say, Leonard, let us help you. And what she was saying is we going to figure out a way to get you some money or whatever, but I'm still naive about it. They call the police on me again. So I stopped going to the VA. I went to the emergency. When I went to the emergency, they sent me back to Dr. Reardon. When I go to Dr. Fleiss, my primary care doctor, he sent me back to Dr. Reardon. When I go to patient advocate, he sent me back to Dr. Reardon. When I try to see the director or have a 10-minute phone call, she don't see me at all. So I've been going through this since 2016 up until now. The first problem was my face not having any hair. I had to use Amapair that you use on your foot to get these really dense, hard places off. The hair follicles come through your skin. You got billions of them. And now my hair starts to grow through them, and it's a done deal. When I have invasive surgeries on dense skin that the hair is trapped under, once they operate it and get that dense skin off, I never have a problem again. My head condition now has got so bad on the bottom from my knee down to my Achilles heel on one leg and on my Achilles heel on the other leg. I've never seen it like that. You talking about pain. I'm telling you, if somebody just hit you with the sharpest cactus that you can imagine with shorts on, and then you put pants on or try to lay on a mattress every day. So the infection that I have, I spend time trying to squeeze infection out of my leg. I can't even get antibiotics at the VA unless I go up there and be assigned another primary care doctor. I'm in too much pain to even go to the store now, but I get better and better as I take so many baths. A woman would probably say it's the cleanest man I ever seen in my life. But I kind of like taking baths now. But it is really a shame how I don't know if it's because I'm black. I don't know if because I'm short-tempered. I don't know if it's because I'm a veteran from another place. But I have been looked over and fell through the cracks, and residents come in there talking about asking other residents, what do you think you would do? I'm sitting up there crying the last time I went in emergency. I'm waiting for a shot from somewhere on the second floor because they know I'm in so much pain. I look out the waiting room and I said, well, what are y'all doing? I'm sitting there for about a half an hour. A grown man crying, he in so much pain thinking his leg gonna split open. And the doctor come in, I don't know what's taking him so long. I had to walk out of there and go home and try. All I was thinking about was trying to get back into some water. And I see the girl coming down the hall. I'm almost at the front door, out the door, with a silver syringe. They don't care about snowbirds from other places or blacks up there at the Phoenix VA. and I am still on that point now. So, if I was them, I would not deny this claim, because I would never give it up. Never give it up. If everything is documented, all he had to do is Dr. Reardon had to pick up the phone and see in Milwaukee, VA, Westside, VA in Chicago, Toma, Wisconsin, VA, Oshkosh, VA, that this guy has the invasive surgeries when he have a problem with his hair under his skin, and that's it. You don't have to come up and say you got a better idea. And at that time, my condition is getting worse and worse. Who are you? I am not no test monkey to Phoenix, VA. And so I had stopped going for a year. I didn't want nothing to do with Phoenix, VA. I had to stay home and work on my face with something that you're supposed to work on your feet with, because it was painful too. And now that I got hair growing out of my face, and I kind of left it alone in some more places, but I can kind of deal with it. Here I go again with my legs. And a face is one thing. You got the nerve endings in the face, but it ain't nothing like your legs. Man, I never knew that you had so many nerve endings in your legs. So that's the point that I'm in now. So to keep my mind off being angry and to have something to look forward to, because I don't give up on nothing, and I don't take shit off nobody neither. Now I have a dream since go down and look at my little Fiero that I'm finna make a race car out of, put a Corvette motor in it, get something from Fry's, and bring my butt back home to the apartment I've been in for 4 years. You know, I've been through Crossroads. I successfully did that 4 years ago. I did aftercare at the VA, and I've been in my apartment for 4 years, never missing a bill, and I paid $714. Now I pay $850 a month. I've never missed a bill. You know, never. I get $4,000 a month. I never missed a bill. I'm a responsible 30-year crack addict that on and off has used drugs even up here. But I'm clean now. But it makes no sense to me. It makes no sense to me to have so much contempt for somebody from another city and let them fall through the cracks. Look at the 3,000 dog tags at the UCLA. The kid said he's gonna write each and every family back. At the same time, the new director said everything at the VA is running smoothly. No recap on that story. No recap on this kid writing veterans that have died there and or cadavers even from the Vietnam era. None of the coward Vietnam vets here say that that's not your job to write them back. These are some of the guys that fought shoulder to shoulder with me in Vietnam. Let us write them back. After all, they get funding from the government with the private clubs that they have that you can't join, but you can donate to. And when they get tired of drinking and doing whatever they do, they come out with these old toys, talking about they finna go on a ride. None of them ever said that, look, let us go to UCLA and get these dog tags and let us write them back. Share the dog tags. I'm telling you, a box looked like 3,000 dog tags. Some of them looked like they had steel bullet holes in them. And no vet from this town, which is probably ain't many Vietnam vets, the cowards, went over there and said, that is not your job to write those people back. Now that we know that you have them, it is our honor to write each and every family back. After all, you're sitting at the bar being funded from the government, drinking. You could do that in your spare time. No, nothing ever said any more about that. If you have a way of checking that news story on those dog tags at UCLA, you will see the director and a kid talking about he gonna write these people back. Whatever happened to that? So this is the thing that's happening in Phoenix, and I have no respect for these bike riding veteran cowards up here talking about they gonna do something because they don't care about vets from other towns.
Social media, they can find their audience.
it's just really a shame, and I'm not going to start out my day by being aggravated. Like I said, I'm going to walk down here because I have a dream of building another race car, and I'm not going to sit up here and be aggravated on my way out the door. Thank you.